Greetings, my fellow Berkut and Fire Brigade. Rodamon here. Thank you for tuning in to Floodland, Episode 5, Struggle for Power. Currently, I have 2 electronic chips, so if I wanted to search deeper into these facilities, I could. I'll probably hold on to the chips for now, though. Because I haven't seen anything that I urgently needed in terms of resources from those facilities. And now I have no more room for water, so let me go back to my base and fire some of the water purifiers. I knew that this was overkill. And instead, that is 6 new people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Another handwritten note. And bones of the person that note had. And both Berkut and Fire Brigade want me to just leave the body. So, as you wish, I will leave it. We are not sentimental. I am completely full of wood in my stockpile. Got it. How about we cut some planks? It warned me that there was some issue, and then there was no issue. Attention is needed. A vintage playlist. Some music. Building isn't operational. My logging hut doesn't have logs nearby. Okay, close it down, because the facility's literally full anyway. And these guys have 9 old world relics. That's a lot of good relics, and there's still even more that they're collecting here. They're running low on food though, so I'm gonna have them head back. Back up camp. That was a good run. With the additional research that I have, I will go towards... So for exploration, I want to get Pier and District Maker. So now I have the ability to make a pier. So piers allow you to transfer people between 2 districts. So if I create a new district where the power plant is, I'll be able to send workers back and forth. And then District Maker just allows the Pathfinders to set up an initial district. I have 3 left over, and I really would like Pathway in Shallow Water, so I need to get a research facility for that, so I'm going to save up 15 research for a research facility. As far as law committees go, I can have you vote on new ones. New law. Or next law, I should say. So, the balanced work schedule led itself to parks, gambling, town hall, and pillories. For note, or to note, Berkut does not like town halls, and Fire Brigade does not like pillories. But what I want to say is we can unlock it and not build it. They're recreation buildings. So Town Hall leads to craft workshops, leads to art galleries, and pillories lead to gyms, lead to shooting ranges. We're not obligated to actually build the town halls or pillories. We can just unlock it and move past it. So the advantage of these parks give recreation and influence. Gambling dens give recreation and influence, but also increases crime. Town halls give recreation influence and decreases unrest when clan relations improve, but Berkut does not like town halls. And pillories increase unrest, but decrease crime, but Fire Brigade does not like pillories. So that's those choices. Then we still have centralized health services to make med tents and hospitals more efficient. We could also enact food quality control. So during the epidemic, modifies a person's sick time for disease to become lethal by 25%. Basically, you're less likely to die from diseases, but everywhere where we produce safe food, we produce it slower. Basically, we're more careful about making food safe. And that counters to potable rainwater, which is the inverse, but allows us to collect more rainwater. So I'm going to have you vote on those as well. Potable rainwater or food quality control. So that's a lot of potential laws to vote on. The reason I'm having you vote on the laws is I can roll with whatever you want law-wise. Doesn't really matter to me. So right now, set up a new district is the priority as well. So have these guys head home and then redeploy and set up a district here. And I might need to reboot soon because it's getting chunky again. I'm also going to want to set up a pier at my initial district. So I'm going to build that here. And it's not manned by anyone. It just allows you to send workers to and from your starting area. And the fever didn't develop into a disease, and the weakness didn't develop into a disease. So although the people that were deployed, the Pathfinders, were potentially carrying a bunch of diseases, it didn't actually manifest. So here I'm going to send the Pathfinders out again. I'm going to give them a week's worth of food, but also take construction materials. And that way they can set up a new district. So I'm going to have them build a camp here. What's the purple stuff in storage? Plastic. No more free space for planks. Okay, wood cutting, close. Looking at my current resources, I wouldn't mind more medication, but for that I need herbs, and I don't have a renewable source of herbs at the moment because I don't have an herbalist. But what I can do in lieu of that is just to collect the wild herbs that I find. Yeah, we're good on water, we're good on food. We're good on basically all raw resources. There's nothing concerning at the moment. My passive research per day is getting better, I guess. And now I can actually start to diversify into farming. Although, given that my current food situation is being handled, I might not, just because it's not urgent. So it looks like cultural education is what we're going to do next, law-wise. So let's go past that. And that will modify the clan relation every time it changes positive. So if we take a look at our relationship change, you can see that law right here, which pushes our relationship up an extra 1.5. So in 2 days, it will go up by 2.3. Pretty good, because it hadn't been moving very much until that law was passed. far as tech development goes, research facility is what I was saving up for, so let's get that. And let's increase or upgrade our 2 facilities. So that we get more science. So not standard mode, academic debate. One problem is it defaults back to its default, which is standard research, but I don't want standard research because I don't want to use the relics. I want the relics to create passive research. So now we're getting 5 research a day from those researchers. That's pretty good. Whoa, that was weird. Who are you? Oh, yeah, the blueprints, right. So the Pathfinders are heading back over to the nuclear power plant to create a new district. And this is the first time we're making a second district. So now that they're here, instead of scavenging or anything, I'm going to have them set up a small storage. And what you see in blue is my sphere of influence with the initial district. Because they brought materials with them to do it. And there it is. District created. It's called Spratland. So in the district manager, we've got my initial district over here, which is where we started. And then the new nuclear power plant, Spratland district. And I need to probably establish yet another storage closer to where the turbines are. So I'm going to create yet another storage over here. And then I also, especially given that I have a lot of wood at the moment, am going to create paths to make it a little bit faster to walk around this new district. And then once I have the paths down, I'm going to want to build a pier so that I can send people to and from this district back to my original one, because I don't necessarily need everyone. I don't need everyone living here until I have more of a nuclear, or not nuclear, more of a power program. So there's the path. I'll just get rid of this excess. Dagonite. Cheers. There we go. Establish storage near the turbine area, which is this building here, this old turbine. And then the other thing I'm going to need is, like I said, a pier that allows us to send people to and from. And I'll put that there. The people that live up here are also currently homeless. Oh, I haven't been improving people's houses either. I really ought to do that. So I'm going to plop a house down here and make this a high priority so they're not homeless. So here's a situation where this sorting lodge, I feel like the music got louder. This sorting lodge ran out of rubble around it. Completely. So I'm going to break this down. No more rubble. What was I saving up for research-wise? Oh, right. The pathway in shallow water. Let's get that, too. So go back to my path tool, and I will drag a path that interconnects the multiple districts that I have here, or multiple storage zones, rather. I've got so that they connect. It was a temporary event that nobody wanted, so I turned it down, even though that's actually what we're going to be doing. It was a quest to make a farm, a miller, and a baker, but neither Fire Brigade nor Berkut wanted it. But I can still do it anyway, and it's not going to piss them off. I'm going to get Sledgehammer. So Sledgehammer allows me break down concrete objects. So some of the structures around my initial facility can be broken down for material. Like these underwater ruins can be broken down for stone now. Some of them. The really deep water ones still can't because they're too deep. And I need diving equipment for that. My rubbish is full. The workers here are like way overtaxed. They're not even building their own house. What are they doing? Oh, they're building the roads, even though I don't have that as priority. Fine. Well, if you want, sure. Is it time to research better houses? Probably. Oh, but nope. Doesn't look like it. So, free time activities for Berkut. Sure, I will do it. So, Berkut wants higher recreation. And they want a recreation of at least 40. So if I take a look here at the law committee, I am going to enact parks. I think that's a pretty good recreation building. And neither Berkut nor Fire Brigade dislikes parks. And then we go to over to recreation, set up parks, and then make sure that I build parks for both sets of houses. New research. It might be time for better houses. Yeah. Let's go for that. Shacks. And I'll start to build shacks. Now, about halfway up the house tree, it changes the types of structures. So you can't build shacks all the way up to the best, which is called dormitories. You have to build shacks to houses and then stop and build cabins to dormitories. What is the benefits? It's just better. It's larger housing. It's more compact. That's kind of the only benefit I could see. I don't think there's like a happiness benefit other than that. Maybe it helps with unrest, but I haven't noticed. But it does significantly increase our population capacity. Because these can now house up to 4 rather than up to 3. My attention is needed. People see nearby. Sure. Let's offer them food, and they'll probably join. And I think they're going to be not a faction that we. Nope. Division 29, not a faction that we get along with. which means... So they are old world Unity, and we're not accepting anyone from the old world, or that believes in the old world, so... Bye-bye! Kick them out. Is it ruthless? Maybe. Alright, we're all shacked up. Got it all built. My research is really starting to accelerate now. I'm up to like 24. Lumber mill, sorting station. So sorting station allows you to get scrap. Fishing harbor, baking, milling, and farming. Homes. Yeah, let's go straight to homes. I might want to skip homes and go skip over it to cabins, but I'm also going to get stilt platform so that I can start to set up additional districts. And it looks like I'm at a lack of wood. So I used to have way too much, and now I don't have enough. I will fix that. Wood is pretty easy for Pathfinders to find. So it might be a good idea for me to employ a new set of Pathfinders. Because the last team actually became... They became settlers. So if I recall, this set of houses had a crazy amount of wood. Yeah, they have a lot of wood and rubbish, so I'll be able to get my wood stocks back up. And they are building the small storage that is close enough to the turbine to allow me to start to survey around there. So I'm going to move the 3 people that were working in that stockpile over here and have them do some exploration. So for my Pathfinders, I don't really need rubbish. It's actually pretty close to max, so I'm going to start searching these houses, but leave the rubbish behind. Because I just don't have a lot of capacity to bring rubbish home, and I don't want to fill my scavengers with a resource that I don't need back home. It also might not be a terrible idea to set up a new district down here, because it looks like there's a lot of trees and herbs, and that would allow me to make medicine and planks and the like. And it's also close enough to my initial district that I can build stilts to annex this island as if it's part of my initial district, which makes it a lot more easy to govern. But I might be heading towards... Alright, I'm going to do sharing space. I'm just going to pick this myself. And I'm going to have... the 2 clans that I have really get along. So this is, as you can see, well, sharing space hasn't... Oh, there it is. +2 and +1.5, so it's +4.1 every 2 days. A really strong mood benefit. What are these workers working on? What are they doing? Oh, they're trying to explore and they have to go outside the walls. Yeah, let me delete. Oh, they're already doing that. Never mind. Yeah, the task I queued them up was like obnoxious. Plague Doctor. So he is a plague doctor, and everybody in my community wants to have him join, so I'm just going to let him join. But he speaks about a highly contagious plague called the Black Chills, and he says it's heading our way. So Fiber gained 7 people because the plague doctor and people escorting him has joined. Tech development. So knowing that he is talking about plagues coming our way, I'm going to go over to well-being. And for me to get hospitals, I need to develop plastic tech. So I'm going to save up for plastics. If the plague doctor is right, and there's a horrible plague heading our way, it'd be good to be prepared for it. So here we have the ruined power station and the old turbine. So in order to get the old turbine, I need to unlock the power plant blueprints, which I find somewhere out in the world. So now that I've surveyed around this area, I'm going to put them back in the initial storage here. I'm going to search this old industrial hall and then focus on building the pier to get them back home. I don't really have any need to be on this second district just yet. My recreation for Brickut is not going well. I haven't really been able to raise that much. Maybe we should look into centralized healthcare with that coming? I agree. So here's an article about cold fusion. And I think I am due for one more reboot. Okay, looks like the pier is finally getting built, which is good. We'll be able to get home soon. And then I need to set, well, actually, I have some spare people from that plague doctor. So let's go. Oh, they're already moving out. Okay. And they're back. All right, so let's go out and try to find those, the key card. Or the blueprint, rather. So this is going to be rations for, like, let's say 15 days, because it could be a while. And it's these little icons here that potentially have the blueprint. Does or will this game support mods? Not a clue. So if I want to move the people, the 3 people that live out here, back, here's how that works. Click on the pier and hit transfer people. And there's Spratland. And here is Alga section. And I'm going to click plus on Alga section. And then on Spratland, I see that there are 2 Fire Brigade and 1 Berkut. So I click 2 Fire Brigade and 1 Berkut. And done. And then that triggers those 3 people that were living at Spratland to pack up their things and ferry back to my initial island. So here they come. And that's how you send people between 2 sections. Ooh. That food truck has lots of resources. It's not always obvious what searchables have stuff and what doesn't, so you have to click around a lot. Needs my attention. Blueprints bound! Wow, I've been really lucky. Holy cow. Like, really lucky. Don't mind. Don't mind at all. So now, I have to find out how the turbines at the Rebirth power plant works. Because technically it's figure out the turbines. Streamer luck. Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. So if I take a look at my research tree, here is what I need to figure out how the turbines work. So I need 6 power plant cells, 25 concrete, 50 scrap, 50 plastic, and 50 metal. It's going to be a lot more efficient for me to learn to make the metal, which means I need to tech up this tree. But we know that I have the Black Plague or whatever they called it coming. So, and prep for Plague is added to the priority as up top. So I am planning on getting a hospital with my next tech instead, because I think that's going to be a little bit more urgent. So once this Pathfinder camp fills their inventories full of resources, I'll send them back. And then I might next annex a new island. I'll probably go... I'll probably go north to the flooded factory. This factory can be worked at to produce scrap per day. So if I need scrap, that's a really good way to get scrap. Yeah. I'm making mincemeat out of these survival games? Yeah, I have a knack for them. I bulldog plow through them pretty quickly. I do have a lot of unemployed people right now. So, what would be meaningful work? Let's get that hospital tech. And the medical tents, for me to improve them to hospitals, I need cut wood. So I will employ some people to do that. Cutting planks. And that should help when the outbreak hits. Also, I'm just going to choose to pick centralized health services. And then there is also mandatory masks, lockdowns, autopsies, and all sorts of other health devices. So right now, you can see that the medical tents are down to 3 from 5. So I'm going to want to upgrade them to hospitals ASAP to accommodate more people. All right, camp is idle, but you're full, so head home. With the science that I have left over, trying to think of what's most urgent here. Maybe herbs picking mode for the forager house, so I can have herbs for medicine. Although I have a decent stockpile of medicine of 32 up top, which isn't bad. And then I also probably want to reinvest in better fish wharfs, because the food and the water is fine, because I can always employ more people on... Here, let me do that right now. I can always employ more people on my water purifiers, but my food is relatively low, so it would be good for me to get a easier renewable source of food, because our population has grown once again, and I haven't added to the food facilities to accommodate. I'm also definitely not going to be able to supply the recreation for Burkut. In preparing for the disease plague, I didn't allocate the laws to allow for that quest to fulfill. And failing is not a big deal. It just causes a little bit of initial unrest, which is very easily remedied with the current policies that I've got going on. So it's not going to be a problem at all. All right, hospital number 1, done. I do have enough stockpiled plastic to build the second hospital, but if we're going to want to continue building with plastics, I'm going to want a plastic recycling facility, which is up in growth here. So I should save for that as well. What I think the thing to do right now would probably be to colonize. So I can either colonize the flooded factory area or the housing district. So where should I colonize? North to the factory, south to the herbs and trees. Do you think I need scrap metal or herbs and trees? Oh, and they got upset. Wah, boo-hoo, not a real problem. As you can see, their unrest is 8 out of 100, and it will disappear to 0, like, in a heartbeat. Okay, hospitals. Now, that one can accommodate 11 people, and this one will be able to accommodate 11 people. That's a lot of people. No more free space for rubbish. Rubbish. The plastic recycling factory recycles rubbish back into plastic, so having a ton of rubbish is not that much of a problem. And 1 more minute to vote on the direction I'm going to settle. That's right here. Food's actually looking a little bit better. I was a little worried about it, but it bounced back. So given that it's bouncing back, you guys did, once upon a time, vote that I do farming and milling, so I'm doing that now, finally. So I'm going to put a baker station here. No, maybe here. I have a bunch of stockpiled flour, so I don't even need to grow just yet. I can just start baking the flour. And it's dead even, so I'll flip a coin. Heads is up, tails is down. Tails. I dropped the coin, but tails. Okie dokie. Let's do that. I'm going to fire 3 people out of this stockpile, stick them in as a new expedition with construction materials, and let's go... This looks to be just about dead center of the island, so let's go there. Never mind. The moment I built the baker station, it pulled the 3 people had free to do the exploration and employ them as bakers, so I have to do that again. Alright. Rude, but okay. Alright, both hospitals are done. Where's my apothecary? I forget. Here it is, right? Let's put someone in there. Put an erudite in there to start making, actually maybe 2 erudites. Or erudition. 2 per cut. To start making meds out of the herbs that I have stockpiled. There's a patch of wild herbs that sprout here occasionally that we can harvest, but there doesn't seem to be any at the moment. Thank you for tuning in to Floodland, which originally streamed live on Twitch November 16th. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below, but please keep in mind that the series has since ended. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Rodamont.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my gaming community, Rodamont.com also has a link to Discord, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. A special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and viewers like you that support the channel. I'll catch you in next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell.